Hello and welcome to Informatica support videos. This is Asmita from Informatica GCS, and in this video we will talk about provider source variants in PowerCenter Web Service. The agenda of this video is to see Web Service source variants, provider reader variant for Flatfile, provider reader variant for XML, and we'll see how to do that. Web Service source variants. Other than the regular way of creating provider sources, which is either using the WSDL or using the provider wizard, we have two different ways where we can create a provider source. We can create it using the Web Service Provider Reader for a flat file. We can also create it using the Web Service Provider Reader for an XML. This is used when you are having a source as a flat file or an XML. Web Service Provider Reader variant for a flat file. This variant is available for the mapping where the source is of flat file type. This feature can be used for the cases where a flat file needs to be consumed in a provider workflow. The flat file is sent using the SOAP client and using the SOAP attachment mechanism. Once the attachment is received, the data is pushed accordingly to the mapping logic. Web Service Provider Reader for XML. This variant is available for a mapping where the source is of XML type. This can be used for the cases where XML need to be consumed in a provider mapping, and this is also sent using the SOAP client and using the same SOAP attachment mechanism. Once the attachment is received, the data is pushed after it is passed by the XML reader and accordingly pushed to the mapping logic. Now we will go ahead and see the different variants. So here I have created a mapping where my source is a flat file and I want this flat file to be getting consumed by my web service provider. So to do that, we'll have to go to our workflow manager. In the workflow manager, you will have to go to your session and then you can change this reader to Web Service Provider Reader for flat file. So in this way, you will be able to consume this flat file in the workflow provider. Now you can see that we have this particular option, source, as a Web Service Provider Reader for flat file. So let's see how to do that for XML. Now to consume XML, we will have to have a source as an XML. So here I'm using this XML file as my source, and in the workflow manager, I'll just go and show you. We will have to go to our source and then we'll have to change the reader from XML reader to Web Service Provider Reader for XML. Once you do that, you will be able to see that now we'll be using it as a Web Service Provider Reader for XML. With this, we finish our demo session. You can use this whenever you want to use or consume a flat file or an XML in your workflow providers. You can always refer to our knowledge base articles. The link is given in the slide. You can refer to our web service provider guide in case if you want more information regarding the same. We would love to hear from you. You can write to us on supportvideos@informatica.com or tweet us on InfoSupport. Thank you so much for your time.